All right, so what I wanted to, sorry, good evening. What I wanted to talk about today was what the when the dynamics of one's life changes. Uh, what can be, what is noticeable, or what does that entail? And then specifically, because I'm not an expert on this subject, is obviously I'm going to talk about within the context of myself. Um, as far as change goes, have you ever? This is something that very few people can relate to. Have you ever been hated for doing too good? Have you ever been hated simply for being too good? You could be too good of a person. You could be too good at competitively, or whatever the case is. Can you be hated for being too good? Um, Unfortunately, on this world, if you do anything too good, you are hated. You are absolutely, absolutely hated. People are quite spiteful and whatnot. In my life, like I've already said, like the dynamics have changed quite a bit. Everything has changed a lot to the point that it's really stupid because you know what I learned that people can get away with whatever you let them get away with. If you let them get away with something, they'll just get away with it. Some people think too much of themselves when they hate somebody who they think is too good. They think too much to themselves to the point that they go, "Well, we can see all these changes in the dynamics of this person and his life, but we don't have proof, so we're not going to accept it." At that moment, that situation turns to war. That becomes a war. When you say stuff like that, when you belittle somebody, when they've done nothing to you or haven't bothered you, yet you're belittling them out of this spiteful ego that you have. And then when you get punished for it, you're upset. You know what I mean? You get punished for it, and now you're upset. Why did I get punished for it? I don't understand that within society. I mean, there's a lot of hate out there. There's so much hate to the point that I mean, I remember last night I was talking about the conquistadors, and there's not even any real history left behind from them. It's like whatever they did there was their business, and they came back to Spain. They're not even talking about whatever the deal was. It's all a need to know basis. They got back and it was need to know. That was it. We did this, we finished this is what we're worth, this is what we have, that's it. No bullshit, everything is real. Some people believe that you owe them something. Sometimes they literally owe you something and they believe that you owe them something, which I don't understand. It's this ego that people, and it could be a man, woman, anybody, but this ego that they have inside themselves that goes, he's too good. I want to attack him. I want to take him down. And you're thinking to yourself, like, and then when you give them that dose, it's like they're falling apart all of a sudden. And they leave you no choice but to be vicious, to be a little bit evil, because there's no love left there. There's no need for kindness. There's nothing like that left. And all you see is destruction for them. It's absolutely ridiculous. But the truth is that, being too good can incite that. I mean, it can really incite that. I mean, you have people who are so good in their industry, their sport, or their business, and they literally demean themselves and lower themselves in order to be more acceptable to society. Meaning that, oh, you're too good, you should let us laugh at you. You're too good, you should let us abuse you. You're too good, you should let us make fun of you all the time and demean you. And then there are people become number one in their sports or businesses, and yet, I mean, they're doing really stupid things in their lives, and they're doing really lowly, ridiculous things, and it doesn't make any sense. Really, it's it's like being on drugs. Like the hate that they have for you is really intoxicating to them. They get a high off of it. They get drunk off of it. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, now I understand is why the conquistadors even banned it, and why when they came back they treated people that deserved it the way they did. I understand why they did the Reconquista and kicked all the Muslims out of Spain. I understand all that stuff now. I didn't understand before, and I understand all of it now. It's ridiculous. It's like how many people do I really have to put each and every single person in their place? Do I have to go through each and every single person, putting them in their place? Or will you learn from the example of somebody in your fucking group? Will that teach you a fucking lesson? Because you don't seem to be slowing up at all. You don't seem to be giving up and slowing up. You're just more spiteful with every fucking experience you have. Anyways, I do want to say, other than that, the last 2 months, ever since I've kind of really changed my position in life, in the world, to be more visible, to be present. My life has changed. The dynamics have changed a lot. I'm a totally different guy. I got a totally different life. I mean, yeah, it doesn't look the same at all in any way. It doesn't feel, it's not the same at all. It's not the same at all. I mean, I've lost a lot of loose ends. I've lost loose ends that I'm so happy that I lost, that are not a part of me anymore. It could be people claiming to be close to you. It could be literally nations and regions that you get the fuck rid of. A lot of Middle Easterners, a lot of Muslims, and people like that. You just get rid of them. You know what I mean? You X them out from your life. You got no business being here. And they're not able to stay there anymore. And rather than understand that they shouldn't and that they can't, they're so drunk and high that they're still trying to push at you from a position where they have no business to be doing so, from a position that can harm them worse than they've already been harmed. And it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I don't understand that stuff. And I don't know what else to say. Really, it's an odd situation. I mean, I've had women say laying false claims that I was the father of their children, which was a lie. And if I am a father, I am a father to probably very few, and it's not even known. And I think that's even better. I just. The thing is, when you're a ghost, you're never consciously there in your mind, because if you were consciously in anything, some people are very smart and they can pick stuff up. So you gotta learn to be like, you gotta be on a need to know basis. You gotta watch how you're talking. You gotta watch how you're even feeling. And like I said, it's not easy to be a child and be a ghost even. It's very difficult. And and then finally, when one is an adult, one is present. I mean, life is my life is nowhere near the same of what it ever was. It's nowhere near the same. And I'm actually in the game, and I'm in there. I'm in the world. And it is what it is. People are so stupid sometimes. They're so drunk and high, they're willing to give up their nationality. What's next? I'll give up my family. I'll give up my religion. What's next? I'll give up anything in order to stay successful. Well, how the fuck are you successful then when you have nothing? If you have nothing, how are you successful anymore? Why would you call that success? man, you know what, man? I'm glad I'm in the world that I'm in right now. So I don't gotta prove a goddamn thing that other than that other than I already have, and other than just genuinely just doing me every day, 24/7. I mean, I can't do anything less than that. And I mean, yeah, I don't feel like I'm anywhere like what my life was, let's say a year ago or 6 months ago. I don't feel like it's anything like that. And I've actually put in a lot of work, man. Like you wouldn't believe it. I've even put hours into things I was doing, into new things I was discovering and things I was doing. I was putting like crazy hours per day into just activity, man. I was not letting up, man. I was not letting up at all. I've only started letting up and easing up a bit now, just so I can be more present in the world and be a bit more normal and a more apparent. But other than that, I mean, no, man. I've put some real work down and worked with quality behind it to make this happen. You know what I mean? As of today, I mean, it's not anything like anything it was. The dynamics of my world has totally changed. Who I associate with, who I am, it's all changed. I mean, I associate with guys like me. You know, I associate with some girls too. I even associate with females on a different kind of level though. But I do associate with females, but it's just on a different kind of level. I also see it with different families, with different groups, different types of groups, different people in different businesses, people who do different things, people like me, people not like me, in some circumstances and cases, but for the most part, just people like me and relating to me. My life is nothing the same, and it's not even like I can't see it. What's going on? No, it's nothing like that. Like I know 100%. I already know it. You know what I mean. I don't need to do any of that. I furthered myself so much. I mean, from the moment that I was fucking in for the bank robbery, from the moment I was in, I just started on a whole nother level because I was trying to get down to jail to understand what was going on in the underground. And then from there, I did some house arrest and things like that. And I was always into these new activities and new things where I was learning things and doing things constantly. I mean, I wasn't the same. People would look at me just 2 weeks later and say, "Holy shit," you know. But that's not the point. The point is that the dynamics have changed so much. And me myself, I have changed. And you know what? There's no holes. There's no areas to penetrate, to shoot an arrow at. There is absolutely no holes. And they can't fuck with me. And it's to the point where fucking with me is gonna hurt them way more than whatever they do to me. And that's a big deal, man. It's like a boxing match. You know, every time you miss a shot, you know, if you hit and the guy blocks you, right? Or if you hit the guy on a part of his head that's too hard or whatever, you know what happens? Nothing. It's not that bad. But if you miss a shot, it actually takes more out of you. And that's a proven fact in boxing. So if they're shooting at me, missing me, or barely touching me, or I'm blocking it, and they're fucking losing out on everything, on all their contracts, their money, their fans, their families, their everything. They know what the price is, man. They can't hold on to this shit, man. There's no way they can hold on to this shit. There's gonna come a time soon where they can't even pretend to hold on to shit. The pretend will be out the fucking door. I'm telling you right now. The dynamics is totally changing. Who I associate with in my life, what I'm made of, who I am, what level I'm at. It's totally different, man. And I'm not shy for even a second for anybody coming at me, because I'll deal with anybody that comes at me in any level, and I'll deal with them with the genuineness that puts conviction in their minds. This has been a great video. I'm glad I did it. I'm gonna wrap it up right now. Say good evening again. I know I put a video earlier, but you know, this is the earliest I put it up. So I'm gonna wrap it up. Say good evening again, and again, I hope, you know, I'm not double and triple explaining anything or talking in layman's terms, and that's a good thing. And I want people who relate to it only to kind of be watching it and understanding it and listening to it.